Hey stamping friends, it's Angie here with Too Cool Stamping, and I'm here to bring you a live class with the beautiful it's not really beautiful, it's adorable, Snowy Wonder Suite. I absolutely love this suite. I knew as soon as we got the mini catalog that this was one that I really wanted to play with because it just has such cute little imagery. So before I get to that, I did want to just mention really briefly our specials that we have going on with Stampin' Up. Today is October 22nd, 2024. We have a kits collection sale up to 30% off on all of the kits from the kits collection, and that runs through the end of the month. Also, we have 30% off all Close to My Heart products. So if you're a fan of the old Close to My Heart products, the scrapbooking and memory keeping products, there's a lot of those that they're trying to liquidate right now as they kind of switch over to some products that are going to be Stampin' Up brand. So check that out. All of those products are 30% off. If you go to go to my website, toocoolstamping.com, you'll find a link there. And then, of course, we also have the starter kit special. Don't forget about that. If you're going to be placing a $100 order anytime between now and the end of the month, you're going to want to do the starter kit special. It's just $99 and you receive up to $155 worth of product of your choice, anything that's current. Plus, I don't know if you knew this, but you can actually purchase some of the pre-order items that are available exclusively to demonstrators right now. There's some online exclusives that will be coming out to the general public on November 5th, but right now demonstrators can pre-order that, and you can add that to your starter kit if you want to. So as you get into the starter kit ordering section of the website, you'll be able to see that information and see what you can order before anybody else. So take a look at that. You'll get free shipping on the starter kit order. Plus, don't forget, any future orders, you'll be able to have that 20% discount while you're an active demonstrator. If you want more information, you can go to my website, toocoolstamping.com, or you can contact me, just direct message me, and I will answer any questions that you may have. This runs through the end of October. All right, let's get started with our Snowy Wonder Suite class. You can find all of that information if you have your mini catalog. It's on page 32 and 33. You can see all of that information there, or you can just go online. Again, toocoolstamping.com. Click on the Shop Now link. The bundle starts with the Snowy Wonder stamp set, and as I mentioned, so adorable. You get all these fun imagery for winter and Christmas all together. Penguin, snowman, some snowflakes, some trees, a little house, some gifts, and then some really cute sentiments to go with that. Plus, you also get, with the bundle, the Snowy Wonder die set, which has a fun snow globe shape with a base. And then here's another snow globe that you can use with that same base. So that's fun. You can make little scenes out of all of the imagery. Plus, you'll get die cut frames for all of the images. You'll also have some additional snowflakes and tree imagery as well. So super fun, lots of little pieces and parts that you can make a lot of different fun scenes, not just for Christmas, but also for, it says even Happy New Year, so all through the winter. Then, of course, my favorite part is the Snowy Scenes Designer Series paper. Let's take a look at it. So this I absolutely love because in one of my cards I used these cute little penguins where we just fussy cut right from the paper. There is a die cut. Sorry, let me just look real quick. There is a die that goes with the plain penguin. So you can just use that with the plain penguin and cut those out. My card that I used some of the ones with either the hats or the scarves or the earmuffs. And so you'll have to fussy cut those. But it's fun that you can use the die for some of those penguins. Then on the back side, we have some little trees that coordinate. We have some hollies and berries. I love this beautiful striped one. Then we have this snowman paper. And then again, pretty sure that the plain snowman you can use with the die. I did not use, I didn't use any of these. I actually used the stamped snowman, but you can use the die just with the plain one that doesn't have a hat. So that will work really great. I love this kind of fun little plaid. And then we have some snow globes in different sizes. You can use those as a background element on a scrapbook page. Just lots of fun ways to use that. And some more snowflakes. I love these little tiny snow globes. I use that in one of my projects that I just featured on my website today, and I'll show you that in a minute. And I love this snowflake paper. And then finally, little winter houses. So pretty with that pool party background, and some candy canes for the other side. So lots of fun patterns and prints to go with this stamp set. All right, also in the suite, you're gonna get this pool party satin pom-pom ribbon. Oh my gosh, is this not fun? We're gonna use that on 2 of our cards tonight. It's really satiny, and then of course it has that really cool pom-pom edge. It reminds me, I used to have a lampshade in my room when I was growing up. I had some pom-poms on it like that, so that's fun. That's giving away my age there, but. And then there's the loose snowflakes. These are so fun. I'm not sure what they're made out of. They almost remind me of a photopolymer, or not photopolymer, a polymer clay is what they kind of remind me of. They're very thin, and they're not adhesive-backed, so you do have to use a little dot of multi-purpose glue, but they're so fun. There's 2 different sizes, and you get a ton of them in your package. It says, doesn't say how many, but there's just a lot in this embellishment container. So that is part of the suite. And then I also included just some other fun accents, the red and white baker's twine. I can't remember what suite it's in, but that goes along perfectly with this because of the candy canes. And then of course the very, very popular real red and white peppermints. These are self-adhesive or adhesive-backed, and there's 3 different sizes, and they are selling like hotcakes. I think this is the 4th time that they have sold out. They are supposed to be back in stock on November 4th, I believe. So if you see them in stock and you want them, buy them right away because they have sold out 4 times already. So again, this is not part of this suite, but it goes so well, and we will be using those on some of the projects. All right, we're gonna get started with the first card, and I've already featured this as a little sneak peek a few days ago on my website. We're gonna start just with a basic white, thick cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Next up, we have a piece of Poppy Parade. This is 5 1/4 by 4, and I've already textured it with the Forever Plaid embossing folder. This is a must-have. I absolutely love it, and I also love that it's not straight, it's just kind of curvy, or it's kind of wavy, and it really goes with this suite perfectly because some of that paper has that same wavy plaid look. So I'll add that to my background here, just with some seal adhesive. Next, I am going to layer some candy cane paper. This is a 3 by 3 piece of the Snowy Scenes paper, and I have it on a 3 1/8 inch square piece of shaded spruce. Actually, it's 3, must be 3 1/4. Yeah, yeah, it's 3 1/4 square. I thought it was 3 1/8, but it's just a little bit bigger than that. All right, next, we're gonna put that down right here. And then the next thing is we're gonna add a sentiment. Before we go any farther, I'll bring my piercing mat out. The Snowy Wonder stamp set is photopolymer, so I like to have a little cushion when I'm stamping down. I have a piece here that is 5 1/4 by 1, And we're going to put a shaded spruce sentiment layer down next. And we'll use the Season's Greetings. And just stamp that. Let me get a little bit more on there. Stamp that right on the edge. I forgot to mention that, as per usual, we will have a free class kit available with this class. You'll get all the supplies to make the 5 cards that I'm demonstrating today, and you can get that class kit for free when you place an order with me at toocoolstamping.com. It needs to be a minimum of $45 order, and you'll want to use the host code 99NXY7F4, and that will be on the checkout page. If you don't want to order, maybe you're a demonstrator, or you know, you already have the stamp set, you can simply just message me and you can order the class kit directly from me. You can also order just the PDF if you're interested. And as a little tip, if you are part of my team by purchasing the starter kit, you get all of my tutorial PDFs for absolutely free. We have a tutorial library that you get all of those for free. All right, I wish that would have turned out a little bit darker. Let's do that again. You always get a second chance on the back, right? So I should have probably inked up my ink pads, getting a little bit dry. Yep, it's just a little bit too dry, but we're gonna go with it. We'll add this layer and we'll put that right over the top like so. So this is going from edge to edge. All right, next we're going to put a little focal point together. This is a basic white Stylish Shapes square die cut, and it's layered onto a piece of Poppy Parade. This one is 2 1/8 inch square. So we'll layer that together. And this we're going to pop up with some dimensionals. I got to put one in the middle. All right. And then we'll do some stamping. And this one's going to have that super cute penguin. I love a cute little penguin. So that will go over the top. And now we can do some stamping. I have some scrap paper here. We're going to stamp the penguin in Memento Black. And I just kind of do a squish, squish, squish to get that nice black all over. We're also going to stamp, let's see, I'm going to need some real red. And we're going to stamp a candy cane. We're going to stamp a little present. Again, this is just scrap paper. I'm going to try that again. That's a little bit better. And then I'll use my Simply Chamois and wipe that off so we can have a Poppy Parade present as well. So just a little bit more orange to that red. And we'll run that through with the Snowy Wonder die cuts, and that will leave us all of these little parts and pieces. I'm going to use my Light Poppy Parade Stampin' Blends marker just to color in some of the stripes of my real red candy cane here. Give it a little extra color. And then we'll just put that right here on our, let me get the light pumpkin pie out, and we're going to just get his nose and feet with some pumpkin pie blends, a little bit of color, and then we'll add this just with some seal. Put him right in the middle. You can, I'm just going to use a dab of seal, but you could use some Tombow glue would work just as well. We'll put that in his hand over here, and then the little presents over here. You could pop these up if you wanted to. I didn't want this to get too high. Again, if you're trying to mail something, the post office doesn't like it to be too high. If it gets to be more than 1/4 of an inch, then it pretty much goes up to the next, you need it to be at one of the butterfly stamps. We're gonna finish up with some shaded spruce, satin and sheer ribbon that I've tied in a little bow, and I'll have it all tied for you as well in your kit. I'm just gonna use a little glue dot to pop that on there. And we're going to finish up with a couple of peppermints. And there you go. Simple and cute. Love that. So fun, so festive in the red and green. And that is the first card. All right, the next card. We're gonna do one of those snow globes that I showed you that there's a die cut. We're gonna start with Pool Party. It's a traditional card base, again, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And it will be a vertical card. I have a piece of the Snowy Scenes paper. This is 1.5 by 5.5. And we'll add that to our background. Love the stripes, so fun. All right, next I have a piece of basic white that's already been embossed, and it's been embossed with the Snow So Swirly, and this is 3 3/4 by 4 1/4, and we're gonna put that on a piece of Poppy Parade. So this is going to be 3 7/8 by 4 3/8. And that will go over this. And I think, yeah, we can put that right down. I don't have any, I always have to double check. Did I put a ribbon under it? No. Okay, we can put it down. So that's just going to go right here. I love that So Swirly. It's kind of like a little blizzard going on the paper. So it'll be a fun background. All right, next, we kind of have a 2-part little globe going on. Let me get some scrap paper. Thought I had some right here. Hold on. Here it is. All right, here's some scrap paper. So I've already cut out a snow globe with the Pool Party, and there's a couple ways you can make the snow texture, and I'm just going to use the snowflakes that come in the Snow Wonder. But some of these are super large, but I'll show you how you can just add that. And then you can also use, if I can find it, there's also some little dots here too that are just like little tiny flakes of snow, and you can put those around too. And I just need it mainly at the top of your snow globe, because we're going to take another snow globe, and this shape we're just going to tear some little snow hills for our snow globe. And then I'm going to just, oh, before I put that on, I want to put a little sentiment on there. Let's use Memento Black and Let It Snow. So we'll put that right at the bottom. Then we can add that to our snow globe, and we'll just line that right up to the bottom, like so. And we can add that directly to our card. So I'm just going to put this kind of at the top. Then I've also already die cut the base, And I don't know if you can see it very well, but there is a little bit of a texture that I put on there with the timber embossing folder. So it gives it a little bit of a wood look to it. And I can just add that to the bottom of my snow globe. Now remember, when you're putting this on, because I made the mistake, you might think, oh, I'll put the base on first. Always put the snow globe on first. It just is gonna look a lot better. You're gonna be able to position it better. All right, next up, I used that Snowy Scenes paper with all of the different penguins, and I found one that I liked, and I cut it out by hand. So just use my paper snips and cut that out. And then, okay, now I've lost one of my pieces. Oh no, here it is. Then I have some scrap paper here, and I'm going to stamp a couple of trees in garden green ink. I'll start with the larger tree, little squish, squish, squish. And I have the other two trees, one's on one side, one's on the other. See how I save a block that way? And I'll stamp the other one. And then those will be die cut with the dies. So I've already done that in advance. And we'll just add that. So first I'm going to put this one down. Let's get this guy positioned. We're going to pop him up with some dimensionals. Put him right here. And then this little tree is going to be popped up too. And we'll put him right here. And then we're going to finish up this snow globe in a couple of ways. First of all, let's put just a little piece of garden green twine. Now I got this from, let's see, where is it? This is a 3-pack. It's called the Natural Tones. It's actually linen thread, not baker's twine. So it's the Natural Tones linen thread. This is from the mini catalog. I love those beautiful fall colors, but they can be used in so many different ways. So I'm putting that one on. Let me find a little glue dot here. And for something like this, I'm going to sit it on the glue dot and then I pinch it together. So it kind of pinches that glue to put it underneath the thread so it's not sticking out too much. And then we'll add that right here to the base. And then for the piece de la resistance, I can't even say it, we're going to pick out some of these really cute little snowflakes. And I'm only going to put a few on here just to start it out and give you an idea, but you're going to get quite a few in your kit, and I'll show you the finished look. But you just want to take a tiny dab of the multi-purpose liquid glue and just put that on there and let it sit on there, and so it will be secure. Just the tiniest dab, and you'll have enough to put several on there. I'll show you what the final card looks like. So here's what it looks like with all the different pieces on there, and I just love how that turned out. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out, you might see on this one, the background is just a tiny bit different. There's a lot of little dots compared to the big snowy snowflakes on this one. I liked this look. It was fun. This is created with a different stamp, and that is called the Falling Snow Background Stamp. And this is just really, it's perfect for the snow globe. I love how they go together. And it looks more like snow in a snow globe because it's much smaller snowflake imagery. But I didn't want to leave you hanging and make you have to purchase this. So you definitely don't need to. You can use these other little flakes. If you don't like the big flakes, you can just use the little dots, and those would look fine too. But I wanted to show you how fun that was. I don't even know if it shows up very well. But that texture is really fun on the snow globe. Okay, that is the second card. Next up, we have Mossy Meadow is our card base. And we're kind of going off of the color palette that was intended, but I love doing that just to show you how some of the paper that's in the snowy scenes and in suites that you have, you know, go outside of what you're used to seeing, what you're seeing on the color palette that they give you, and experiment with some of the other colors. So this one is Mossy Meadow. It's going to be another vertical card, and we'll start with a piece of the Snowy Scenes paper. So this is what I was looking at, and it's really garden green, but I love that there's a little bit of a variation in it that makes it look really pretty with that mossy meadow as well. So this is 3x4. We're going to adhere it to a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Hey, I got a little bug there. I don't know what that was, but he's gone. All right, and that will go here, but I wanted a little pop around that, so I have another mat, and this is 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. So and it's Pool Party. And we'll put that down on our card front. So again, we have some background, super quick and easy. Now let's put down, we're going to do the sentiment again. So I have another piece of Whisper White. This one is 4 by 1. And we're also going to use the Season's Greetings again. Let me clean that off. It had some shaded spruce on it. So now we're going to use Memento Black. And this time we're going to put it on the other side. And there you have that. Next, we're going to decorate that with a piece of that really cool satin Pool Party pom-pom ribbon. I'm going to cut that right down the center. And we're going to use 1/2 of it on the top and 1/2 of it on the bottom, just to give it a little fun border. So we'll put some seal down along the top and the bottom. And then add that right along. It gives it such a fun look. Whoops, it didn't stick on there very well, did it? Let's try it again. I didn't push very hard. Oh. Let's put it closer to the edge. I think that's part of the problem. I don't have the adhesive close enough to the edge. Try it again once more. There we go. And then we'll just clip the ends off here, flush with the side. Stick on there. And then we'll use a little bit more of the seal. I don't think I need much more on there. It's pretty sticky right now. So I'm going to put that right across the bottom here. And just like that. So a little bit's peeking out from that background. All right, now let's work on the focal point. I use the Spotlight on Nature, that class we did not too long ago. I used their dies for that to make a Lost Lagoon circle. Then I'm gonna start stamping some different elements on my scrap paper here. First of all, we're gonna do a snowman. We're gonna do a snowman hat. This is all in Memento Tuxedo Black. Then we're going to do some snowflakes. Let's get Lost Lagoon out. Now what I did before for my previous card, I had all the snowflakes on one block. You don't, they all are separate. They're not all in one stamp, so you could separate them. Just to save time, I'm gonna stamp twice because I want some different colors there, but you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. And then we want Mossy Meadow for another one of those. What did I just do with it? Here we go. For my little tiny snowflakes, I'm just going to get a little one here on the edge. There we go. So I stamped once in Lost Lagoon. I stamped off in Lost Lagoon. We're going to keep this middle-sized one in Lost Lagoon, this big one in Stamped Off, and then this one in Mossy Meadow. So I ran it through my Snowy Wonder dies and got all of these. And then I also used one of the other dies and got a couple of snowflakes. I need to poke out, excuse me, poke out a couple of these little pieces here, but this is Pool Party and then another Mossy Meadow snowflake. So cute. And then we'll assemble this in a little collage. So first, let's start with our snowman. And I'm just gonna put him right here in the center. We'll add a little hat. He's so cute. We're gonna add this little piece. I'm actually gonna just use a little glue dot for this little snowflake. We'll put him here. And let's get him on the card. So he's gonna sit right here. And so we don't wanna have any dimensionals down here because it'll be in the way of the ribbon. So I'm gonna flip that over so I know where to put the dimensionals and where not to put them. All right. So we'll put that right here. And then we can start adding some of these other little snowflakes. I'm going to use some multi-purpose glue, just a couple little dabs. This one's going to go here. I'm going to put my Mossy Meadow one, a couple little dabs. And then this one is going to have one little dimensional on one side and some seal on the other because it's going to kind of overlap. And then the final piece, we're going to have a little dimensional. I think I might just need a little tiny piece behind it. So I'm just using the edge of the dimensional sheet, or you could use a mini dimensional. And we'll put that one right here. All right, we're going to finish up with some sparkle gems. I love these. These gold ones kind of look gold, they look copper, they look kind of champagne, but we're going to use the black ones on this to give us another little black sparkly element. So we kind of have a little triangle of black going on. And that is our second card. Super, super adorable. That's not our second card, our third card. I'm losing track. Okay. The fourth card, we are going to start with Garden Green. And again, another traditional card base. I think they're all traditional card bases this time. No fun folds. And we're going to start with a background in basic white. This is already embossed with the Snowfall embossing folder. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to use some seal to put that down. Excuse me. And I like to put it with the most of the dots up here falling down. But you can do it any way you want to. I have a piece here of the Snowy Scenes paper. And I love these wavy plaid. This is 4x2. And it's in a Poppy Parade color. Poppy Parade always seems a little orange to me, but it really is a pretty color for Christmas. So I'll add that. Just a little bit of white kind of peeking out there. And then I have a Poppy Parade 1.5 inch strip that we're going to put kind of along the top just to finish it off. Little finishing touch, kind of looks like a little belt. Okay, I have some of the pool party pom-pom ribbon, and I'm going to tie that all the way around my card front into a double knot. Whoops, boop. And I'm going to move that down just a little bit, kind of center it right in the middle of that plaid paper. All right, now we have a nice card base. I've already pre-die cut a pool party piece here. This is from the Nested Essentials die pack. And we're going to start by stamping some mountains. If I can find the mountains. Here we are. So we have big mountain, little mountain. And we need the pool party ink for that. And I'll start out with the big mountain. And we're going to put them in the center. And then smaller ones to the side. Like so. And at the bottom, we're going to have the season's greetings sentiment again. All right, so that is ready to go onto our card. Nice little backdrop for our little scene that we're going to make. All right, next, I'm not going to do all the stamping. I'll just show you all of the little stamped pieces that I created. You get the idea. This one is Mossy Meadow. This one is Garden Green. I also die cut a little skinny tree from Garden Green cardstock. And then a house in Poppy Parade. So we'll just put this all onto the little focal point to make a little scene here. I don't know why, but that's sticking to me. All right, then let's do this little guy over here, a little bit of seal. You could use some liquid glue on that, probably would be a better choice. For the house, a little bit of dimensionals to pop it up. I got just enough of the liquid glue on me that everything is sticking to my fingers. All right, this guy's gonna go right here. Oh, it's so cute. And then this little tree is gonna be popped up as well. And maybe just a little piece of dimensional on the side. Let's put a little seal and then dimensional right on the side. Little combo. And he's going to go right here next to the house. All right, we're going to finish it off with more of the sparkle dots. This time we're going to use the clear ones, or silver. And there is the fourth card. Simple, easy, so cute, so adorable. All right, we have one more card left. This one is kind of a non-traditional holiday, but we're making it into a New Year card. I thought we should try to use the New Year theme. And they also have petal pink in here, which is kind of, you know, again, not a traditional holiday color, but they have a whole, they have a couple of patterns with predominantly petal pink, and I thought, let's try to see what we can do with that. And I think you'll like this one. All right, and it's very non-traditional color combination, but see if you like it. Okay, we're going to start with a piece of basic white. This is 4.5 by 3.5. We're going to layer that. Actually, no, let's put that down on. We have a couple of interesting layers here. I tried to do, we have some strips going across, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I've tried to make the strip kind of go across in an interesting way. So we'll have one layer this way, then a strip across, then another layer, and that's what we're doing here. So here's the unconventional soft sea foam. Now, how did I get this? Well, there's a color wheel that is now currently available for pre-order for demonstrators, and it's going to be available eventually to our customers, but it is absolutely so awesome. It's very similar to the color wheel that's in our current annual catalog, but it's actually a real color wheel that you can move around and play with and experiment with colors. So I love it, and this is one of the triadic types of color combinations. So I thought I would try that. All right, this is Poppy Parade, and it's 4.25 by 3.25. No, 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. All right, now we're going to decorate that with some different pieces here of the Snowy Scenes Designer Series paper. So they're all 3 inches tall, and then the first one is 1.5. You'll do the same pattern in a 3/4, and then you'll do the other pattern in a 1 3/4. So we'll add that to our little background here. Just something a little different than just doing a whole piece of the same pattern. So I keep getting adhesive on here, but I will tell you, it's a lot easier to run that, that seal adhesive on the piercing mat. It grabs the paper a little bit better. So if you do, I know some people have, as I say that, I couldn't get it to go for that strip. But I know I've had some people who really have trouble getting that to roll. But if you have kind of a more cushiony surface, like a paper piercing mat, that might be helpful to you. Okay, there's our background. Let's get our different pieces put together. I'm going to start with the sentiment again. Weird, I know, but we're going to keep that theme going. And this one, as I mentioned, is going to be a Happy New Year card. This is Pebbled Path. Again, a little different. And I just have a 1 by 1 inch square of basic white. And I'm going to pop that up . I don't want it to get wobbly, so I'm going to use 3. And we'll put that right down here in the corner. All right, next up, I've already done some pre-stamping and die cutting to make things go a little quicker. I have snowman, just plain snowman. I have soft seafoam tree. I have another soft seafoam tree, stamped and die cut. I have another soft seafoam cardstock tree, and then a Poppy Parade hat. He's flashy, he's fancy. So let's put all of these down. I'll start with the ones that are not popped up. So I'll put one right about here, maybe a little bit lower. Next up, I guess all the rest are popped up. Oh, let's put a little bit of petal pink Stampin' Blends on his nose. Just give him a little color and coordinate him a little bit better. Oh, and I stamped this in Pebbled Path, not the Memento ink, just a little bit lighter color. All right, he's gonna go, I'm centering him in the petaled path, or petal path, the petal pink pattern paper there, and kind of centered all the way around from top to bottom and side to side. Then I'm gonna add a little bit, add some dimensionals to this little guy, my little die cut. And again, I'm just using, you could use mini dimensionals. I'm just using the edging on my regular dimensionals just to be quick. And then this one is going to go right here. Whoops. It came right off of my finger. Let's see if I can get him back under there. It's a very sticky thing. There we go. Lastly, little dimensional on this guy. And he's going to go right here. And we're going to finish up with, I'm going to put just a tiny bit, I'm going to put, instead of putting it, you can put him on his head, I'm going to put him on his hand a little bit, like he's tipping his hat. Happy New Year! It's like the hat's talking to you. This might be a little wide. Let's get another edge. All right, we're gonna put it in his hand right there. Happy New Year! Oh, let's finish up with a little bit of bling. Anytime you want a look of snow, I love the iridescent pearls. They always give you a little bit of shine. Nothing too fancy, but perfect. All right, actually I'm gonna put that up a little bit. I like that up here maybe. All right, there's our last one. So cute. All right, before I bring all of our cards back, I wanted to show you the little treat box that I made this morning, or shared this morning, I should say, on my Too Cool Stamping website. I'm gathering up all my cards to put in front of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, what am I missing? Okay. I'm missing a card. Sorry. 1, 2, oh, here it is. Okay, I'm losing my mind. All right, sorry. I got a little distracted trying to find all my cards so I could put those out there to show you. But before I do, I want to show you the book treat holders. I featured these on my blog today, and they are just absolutely adorable. Unfortunately, I wanted to share them today right before our class, but the book treat holder boxes are currently unavailable, sold out already, but they will be back on around November 18th. So if you think that they're adorable and you want to use them for some festive little holiday treats like this kind, I suggest that you just make a note that they're coming back on the 18th. So for this one, you can see it looks like a little book. I mentioned on my website that it reminds me of the old Lifesavers books. I don't know how old you are, but if you're my age or older, you might remember those in your Christmas stocking, but I love them. Anyway, that's what it reminds me of. So I decorated with Poppy Parade Layer, Forever Plaid, another nested essentials that I stamped with the Snowflakes. This is just cut directly from the designer series paper, and there's lots and lots of different patterns that you can use. Lots of different, there's snow, there's skinny ones with, Christmas trees and houses, and there's they're just all shapes, not all shapes, but there's 2 shapes and lots of different variation of scenes. So lots of different ones that you can cut out to make the front focal point, and then pop it up a little bit. I use some of that baker's twine, the red and white baker's twine with the peppermints, and Let It Snow. This is a perennial postage die cut, so that works really well with it. And then here's the trick. Well, I also put designer series paper around the edges. All the measurements are on my website. If you just go to toocoolstamping.com for today, October 22nd, 2024, you'll find the instructions for that. And then I just put Poppy Parade on the side. I could have jazzed that up a little bit more, but I just liked it having a nice, you know, dark match the background of this. And I did that on the other side too, just to make sure that it was nice and complete, like a book. Anyway, here's the tip I want you to know about. When you put these boxes together, which they're plain, they're white, they're blank, you can decorate them any way you want to. They're easy to assemble. They come they have adhesive on them already, and I see now that my adhesive just came off, but they have this peel and stick that's kind of like tear and tape, and I'm going to have to put a piece of cardstock on it or something. But anyway, this tab, it comes in two parts, and so this goes, it'll attach to this on pre-positioned tape, just like this little tab has pre-positioned tape. But I did not want to close that permanently, so I came up with a different solution. Now, it has a little bit of a problem because as you push this in here, it pulls that backing off, so I'm going to have to put another piece of cardstock. But anyway, I digress. What I did was I made it so that I could put that tab right underneath this these two layers of cardstock. So I can just push that in there and it'll keep that nice and closed, but you could pull that out again and reuse it over and over rather than have a permanent closure. And the way I did that was I used tear and tape. I put tear and tape all the way around the edges here, like a C, and then I also put a piece here and here, kind of on either side of that tab, just to hold it down. When I didn't do that, it made it kind of open like this because it was a little bit too much give. So in order to get it nice and secure and tight, but still be able to go in and out, you just want a piece of tape about, you know, on either side of this tab to give it a little bit more security there. Anyway, once you get that open, there's lots of room inside. I was going to show you a gift card, but you can visualize that you can put a gift card in here. It's perfect size for that. Also holds a lot of treats. You can put much more than I put on here, but definitely if you're going to use a peppermint on the front, you'll want to put a peppermint on the inside, right? I tried to color coordinate a little bit, but there's not a lot of candy that is pool party. But my crackle matches. I do feel like that matches pretty well with the Poppy Parade. Anyway, I get a little OCD about matching my candy to my treat holder sometimes, but anyway, I just loved how that turned out. Hopefully that will give you some inspiration to use it either for the holidays, or Valentine's might be a fun time to use it too. You could stock up and use it for that as well. Anyway, fun little box that I wanted to share with you. Again, you can see the instructions for that at toocoolstamping.com. All right, let's go back to our cards. Remember, you can earn your free class, all the supplies to make the cards that I demonstrated here today, and you'll get everything pre-cut, pre-embossed. Anything that is stamped and then die cut, you will have to be able to either die cut or fussy cut those, but everything else is going to be die cut for you, embossed for you. You'll have all of the accents, the ribbons, and all of the parts and pieces to create these cards. You add the stamp set, the inks, the adhesives, and the dies are especially helpful if you don't want to do a lot of fussy cutting. So anyway, I hope you loved the class today. Thank you so much for joining me. We have this one is available from today, October 22nd through November 3rd, I believe, was my cutoff date for that. So place an order by then, you'll get that free kit, and you also get a tutorial. Remember, that starter kit offer ends at the end of October, and you do get all of my class tutorials for free by being a member of my team by purchasing that starter kit. If you want to know more information about all of the benefits that you can receive by purchasing that starter kit, especially during this special deal this month, you can go to toocoolstamping.com and click on the information under the starter kit graphic. It'll tell you all the benefits for joining from Stampin' Up! And also the benefits that I give you with my Too Cool Stampers team. All right, everyone, thank you so much again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this cute little class, and I hope you have fun with it. I'll talk to you next time. Until then, this is Angie with Too Cool Stamping. Bye-bye.